Okay, good morning, students. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. So, in the last class, we have seen very important things, and particularly the focus was that how to find it out the maximum and minimum. And after that, we have seen that if you are terminating the transmission line with arbitrary loads, let's say a complex load, so how we can manage that situation and how we can calculate the additional length of the transmission line and the resistive termination so that we can do the perfect matching. And basically, if you see the overall story, uh, what we have seen in the last couple of classes. So what we have found that we focused around the load part and its mismatch. Fine. Now, in this class, we'll see that how the source is actually behaving when we don't have the proper matching. It means that when the wave is incidented from the source side and it reaches to the load, so it get reflected if let's say your load is not perfect, and that reflected wave again reaches to the source. If it found if that wave is finding there's a mismatch, again there will be reflection. So that phenomena we'll try to study today, and later on we'll see that how we can realize the microwave circuits based on the transmission line, terminated basically as a capacitor or inductor. So in today's lecture, we'll see that how the source is behaving when this is not matched with the transmission line characteristic impedance. Fine. So this is the transmission line circuits and analysis. So this is part one, and next class will extend this thing. So okay, just a minute. So far we focused over ZI. What is ZI? This is input impedance. Correct. And this input impedance we have sometimes we have seen the short this thing sorry due to the short and load and different complex thing. So we try to find it out these things, and finally if you talk about the ZL particularly, so we have seen that how the reflection coefficients uh, behave actually when we have the different load conditions. Okay, now I'll say that there is a no attention, correct, on the generator side. We did not bother about so far about the generator side. Fine. So let me draw a circuit and then we'll try to understand. So this is a source, and let's say this is ZZ, correct? And we have connected a transmission line. We have connected a transmission line, let's say length L, fine. And after that, we connected a load, fine. So at the last, we have load ZL. So let us define some of the things here. Like we know we have the gamma, Z naught, and the length of the transmission line. These are the parameters for the transmission line. This is Vg, and this is Z is equal 0. This is Z is equal L. Fine. And let's mark a line, some arbitrary location. So let's say this is a line. This is at this location. This is Z dash. This particular thing. So this is Z dash. Fine. Or the convention actually we have seen in our previous classes. Okay. So at the generator side, now we assume that here that this Z0 and Zg is not equal actually, or this is not matched. Fine. So this is the thing. So at the generator side, or first we should write at the load side or the end of the generator, we can say that we can write down the VL. VL is equal to IL ZL. This is where at Z is equal L or Z dash is equal 0. Fine. So if I talk about particularly at the source side, so at Z is equal 0 or Z dash is equal L. Both the things I'm writing. So you can opt any of these two actually. And so we can write what we can write VI is equal to Vg minus I current at input side, input terminal, and Zg. Fine. So this is the location, correct, where we are calculating the Vi. Fine. And this is the current I. Okay. Now the thing is, we already have the basic idea about the transmission line, and we already derived some of the relation that how we can find it out, the voltage and the current at arbitrary location over the transmission lines. Fine. So let us recall these equations. So Vz dash is equal to IL by 2 ZL plus Z naught e to the power gamma Z dash, and in bracket we managed last time, if you remember, 1 plus gamma. Gamma is a reflection coefficient, e to the power minus 2 gamma Z dash. If you recall these things, so we did not consider the source impedance, that whether we consider as this is a matched system. Okay, so based on that we have the formula. Now the thing is, now the situation is that Zg is not equal to Z0. So we need to incorporate this information in this particular equation. Then only you can say the equation will be complete, or you can find the voltage or current wave distribution at arbitrary location. Okay, so this is the objective actually of the study, that today we'll try to find it out a new relation or new formula, but how we can find it out these arbitrary location, the voltage and current waves. Fine. And Iz was, if you remember, this was IL by 2Z naught ZL plus Z naught e to the power gamma Z dash, and in bracket 1 minus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma Z dash. These things I believe you remember. Fine. So this is what actually from the load side, like we are analyzing the thing, that is why V is a function of Z dash. Now let us consider a situation that at generator's side means z is equal 0 or z dash is equal L. So we can modify these two equations. Huh? Can we modify? Yes, definitely we can modify the equation based on this information, that if particularly you are interested at the generator side. Fine. So the new equation will be that Vi is equal, instead of V is a function of Z dash, you can write Vi only. Fine, because the current location is Z is equal 0 or Z dash is equal L. Fine. Or you can also write V is a function of L. You are free to choose. Fine. Because Z dash actually it was there, so you can recall as L there. But I am writing Vi because I know I am at the generator side. So IL by 2 ZL plus Z naught, and that e to the power gamma Z will become gamma L. Fine, because Z dash now is L, and in bracket we'll have 1 plus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma L. So what I did actually, I just replaced Z dash with L. So I have the new equation, and particularly I'm talking here at the generator side. Fine, and I will be IL by 2 Z naught, ZL plus Z naught e to the power gamma L, 1 plus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma. Fine. Now we need to recall that equation. What was the equation? That Vi is equal to Vz is minus IIZz. Fine. This was the thing. Can we write from the circuit? Yes, easily we can do. Now what we need to do? We need to use Vi from this, and we need to put an II is this here. Fine, and we have to rearrange the equation so that we can get a compact form. Fine. So now I'm putting these things. Please check that this will be IL by 2 ZL plus Z naught e to the power gamma L, 1 plus e to the power minus 2 gamma L is equal to that Vz minus this whole term Zg IL over 2 Z naught ZL plus Z naught e to the power gamma L, 1 minus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma L. This is the complete equation. Correct. I just replace V and I with these two relations. Fine. Now what we need to do? We need to arrange. We need to arrange it, and finally, if you rearrange this thing, so you can write as IL by 2 ZL plus Z naught e to the power gamma L, this term. Then in bracket, what you can do, you can take this term in a left hand side, this side. So you can manage like this, because e to the power gamma L will be common out, and this will be 1 plus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma L Zg over Z naught, 1 minus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma L is equal to Vg. Fine. I believe this is quite acceptable. Fine. Fine. So now we have a question actually, these things. Now we need to do some more thing here, uh, because here you can see the Zg is coming now. Fine. we need to take care of this term, and little bit we need to rearrange. If let's say if I say, if you take it out z naught, correct, outside, so you can expect a form, and we can rewrite these things as, it should go on the next page, and this will be IL by 2 ZL plus Z naught e to the power gamma L ZZ plus Z naught over Z naught. I just take it out, this Z naught outside, and this will be 1 minus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma L, and in bracket this will be ZZ minus Z naught. Now I just need to rearrange the things, so this you can get this, fine, VG. Fine. So finally, what we can do, uh, because we are just solving this equations, and we are trying to make a compact form so that we can guess some of the things, some of the outcomes actually. Now, if we do some changes here, correct. So a compact form we can write like this particular equation, this particular term. If you see this particular term, this is very close or very similar to ZL minus Z naught divided by ZL plus Z naught. So in that, for that case, we called as that reflection coefficient at the load side. This is the same thing. This is the reflection coefficient, but at the generator side. Fine. So better to replace here with gamma G. So this is what, this is reflection coefficient at generator side. So voltage, I'm writing voltage reflection coefficient at generator side. Fine. So now we have a new relation here, correct? And if you have to replace here, and if you then rearrange actually, so you can rewrite this equation as IL by 2 ZL plus Z naught e to the power gamma L. Find this term, this term, this term, and this term. Correct. We are keeping here, and the rest of the things we are taking in right hand side. So this will be Z naught this will be this will be Z naught by ZZ plus Z naught into VG over a very nice term we are getting, 1 minus gamma G e to the power minus 2 gamma L. So both the reflection coefficients now in a picture. Fine. So now what is the use actually? Correct. Why we written in this form? If you recall that previous equation, I'm just going there. So please check this term, just a minute, this term and this term. Fine. So what you will find that if you want to find the voltage and current waves at arbitrary locations, you need to have these variables actually, correct, where z dash, and you can manage because z dash will be known to you, maybe the full length or a partial length like that. Fine. But there's a problem here that IL is coming, these things. And if you talk about the second term, there is no problem because the gamma we can manage from the reflection. This is a reflection coefficient at the load side, and the other terms are known. The problem actually with this term, this whole term. So that is why we just converted, or we can say we manage actually IL by 2 ZL plus Z naught e to the power gamma L. And now the thing is, we will use again this VZ dash, correct? And this whole thing will be replaced by what we just derived actually, right? So I'm writing the final equation. Yeah. Yes. So I'm going to write this thing. So I'm going to use these things in the previous equation. And finally, what you can write? You can write a very nice formula. Vz dash is equal to Z naught. Just replacing the thing. Nothing very special thing here. Just replacing this term with this whole term. Correct? In a previous equation. Vz over Zz plus Z naught e to the power gamma Z. In bracket, we have 1 plus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma Z dash divided by 1 minus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma Z dash. This is one equation. Another equation will be Iz dash. This will be Vz over Zg plus Z naught e to the power minus gamma Z and 1 plus gamma. Just a minute. This is a minus sign. Please correct it. Should I erase actually? So this is 1 minus gamma just a minute. Gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma Z dash divided by 1 plus 1 minus gamma Z. I think this is, yes, fine. This is fine. Gamma Z e to the power minus 2 gamma L. So now the thing is, if you see these two equations, you will find that this is gamma G here. So the denominator actually carries the information of the reflection coefficient at both the end. Now the thing is, with this equation, I would say that this is a complete equation. These are the complete analytical expression for determining the voltage and current wave at any point of the finite transmission line, which is fed by Vg. Correct? So the thing is, better to use this equation because we don't know that at the source side the matching is perfect or not. If this is so, means most of the practical system we are trying to do so that matching should be perfect, but there are chances actually. So better to use these formula, correct, to fix your voltage and current, right? Now the thing is, from these equation, what you can do, you can do some innovative things, and we'll get some insight uh, into the transmission line, particularly that how the electromagnetic waves or how these waves are behaving inside the things when the transmission line is not matched at load or source side. Fine. So let us do a small modification in this equation. Correct. So let's recall just what we have, that equation, that Vz dash is equal to Vz Z naught over Z naught plus Zz e to the power minus gamma z 1 plus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma z dash divided by 1 minus gamma z gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma. Fine. Now what we can do, we can do small mathematics, and we can rewrite this term as Vz z naught over z naught plus zz e to the power minus gamma z 1 plus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma z dash. And what we can do, what the denominator, we can write like this: 1 minus gamma g gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma l to the power minus 1. Fine. Now the thing is, we can use the binomial expansion here. This is 1 minus x to the power minus n, correct? So with this formula we can open it, and we can rewrite these things: vz z naught over z naught plus zz e to the power minus gamma z 1 plus gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma z dash. And this term we have to open with the help of the binomial expansion, that series, if you recall. So this will be 1 plus gamma g gamma l. Better to write gamma l or l, whatever you want. We are writing gamma only, so better to put gamma only. But in practice you will see in a most of book they are writing this thing, so that is why I got habit actually saying the gamma l all the time. So gamma g and gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma l plus gamma square gamma g square e to the power minus 4 gamma l, and it will be keeps going on. Fine. Now what we need to do, actually we need to multiply these two things, and we need to arrange as a coefficient of e to the power minus gamma z gamma z dash, like that, correct? So if you rearrange like that, you will find a very innovative form that you can claim some of the things we are very close to claim, that if you multiply these things and if you manage, so what you can write: e to the power minus gamma z first term plus, you need to multiply, correct? I multiplied, so I'm writing the final form: gamma e to the power minus gamma l, because this will provide you the fixed value. That's why we are putting in a like this, and this is a coefficient of minus gamma z dash, plus then gamma g gamma e to the power minus 2 gamma l. I believe you can find the similarities, correct? Minus gamma z, and it will keep going on. Fine. Now the thing is, if you see carefully this equation, correct, or the outcome actually, so this is the forward going wave e to the power minus gamma z, and then after we have e to the power minus gamma z dash. This is what? This is a reflected wave, and then we have the forward wave, like that. Means forward backward, like that. So it means that it gives me an insight of the transmission line if we are launching a wave, and when the wave got the mismatch at the load side, so it will coming back towards the source side. And because we taken a situation like here, that z naught is not equal to zz, again it will experience what? The mismatch, and again going to the forward direction. So that is what actually I want to convey. So finally, what we can write? We can write these things: v1 plus v1 minus plus v2 plus v2 minus, like that, where this is the first. Initially we're launching as a v1 plus, then it get reflected from the load side, and this is v1 minus. Then again it gets reflected from the source side and we call as a V2 plus. Then again, it got reflected from the load side, second cycle, it is V2 minus, and keep going on. And it will be going to settle at certain time, correct? So here the V1 plus is actually Vg Z naught over Z naught plus Zg e to the power minus gamma, or we can also write Vm e to the power minus gamma. Fine. Similarly, V1 minus is here gamma capital Vm e to the power minus gamma L e to the power minus gamma L dash, and V2 plus like that. So finally, we can write the Vm, mth wave or voltage wave, these things, and you can manage like this. V naught, Z naught over Zg plus Z naught, and these terms. Fine. So the thing is, now we have the idea. What idea? That how this physics is actually happening inside the transmission line when we are going to launch a wave. Fine. So how this look like? Let us try to understand. Correct. So this is the situation actually. So here your Vg is there. Here this is Zg, correct, and this is Z naught. And this condition is Zg is not equal to Z naught, and also Z naught is not going to equal to Zn. Fine. So this is the condition we managed here for this derivation. So what happens actually when initially the wave launched, correct? So this is the first one. So it's going to forward direction and reaches to the load, correct? It reaches to the load. This is just a V1 plus, they put it here. It will go keep going on, and here there is a load, fine, ZL. When it hits to the load, it will experience what? Gamma. What is gamma? ZL minus Z, ZL minus Z naught, that will be Z naught, correct? So due to that, correct, there will be some what? Reflected wave, and we called as this reflected wave as V1 minus. So this is what? This is the backward wave, fine, and it will when it will reaches to the source side, correct? So it again experience a mismatch because Zg and Z0 is not equal. So it again bounce back. It again bounce back, correct? And we are called as a V2 plus. Then again the V2 plus is hits to the load and again reflected back, and this will like that. So this will be V2 plus, then V2 minus, correct, like that. So it will keep going on. So finally we can say that V1 plus, correct, V1 minus plus V2 plus V2 minus, like that, correct. Now let us consider a case actually that when ZL is equal to Z0, so in that case what will happen? The gamma will be 0. It means that only V plus or forward wave will exist. Fine. And if ZL is not equal to Z0, but Zg is equal to Z0. This is a special case what we have seen in our previous classes also. So in that case, gamma is not equal to 0, but gamma g will be 0. Now you can think of that what will happen. So in that case, when the this V1 reflected wave reaches to the source side, it will get absorbed. Means there will be no further reflection from the source side. So this is what the in a practical situation we want actually. Fine. So this is all about these things, that how the waves actually behave within the transmission line. This is somewhat very important, and it you can explore these things for you can think of the different applications as well. Like I can provide you, like in a coming classes we'll see that example as well. But this time I can tell you that where we can use this kind of applications, because we know that how the reflection and this transmission of wave is going on within the transmission lines. correct. So with this property we can find it out the fault in a cable, correct. Because let's say if you have the fault in a cable, correct, it means that that fault will be acting as a load, virtual load you can say, and this load will be reflecting your the incident wave, and that finding out the time and all speed and all the things, so you can find what is the exact location of the fault, because the transmission line, like let's say that take the example of that cables actually running in a underground actually. So these are cables are long, very long, kilometers in order to kilometer these things. So how will find, you are not going to dig everywhere. So smartly, what you can do, you can launch a wave and you will find the reflected wave, and you will try to find it out the time. And with time, you can find the distance, and you can go there and you can find it out. This is the tentative location of the fault. So in this way, smartly we can do the work. Correct. So this is one of the very important application. Correct. Now, the thing is, so far we have seen that uh, you can see actually that is the termination is not complex. Fine. The termination what we used, you can say this is RL. Correct. Now, in the next class, we'll see that if these transmission lines, correct, if terminated with capacitor, purely capacitive load or inductive load or complex load, then how the situation will, then it will remain same or it will have some changes. We need to find it out, because here just we assume that it will get reflected back and these things, correct. We did not talk about what kind of load actually we used. So in our coming classes we'll see that for the different load, that is why we are claiming here that this analysis for the transmission line circuits, the circuit, because we have a source, we have a transmission line, then at the end of the transmission line we have a load, which is a capacitive or inductive. Fine. So this is complete circuits we need to analyze. So we'll see in a coming classes the transient analysis as well, what we have, what you learned actually in your circuit class. Correct. So this is all about from my side of the transmission line circuit. Now, if you have any questions, you may ask. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much. So we have less than 1 minute. We can rejoin, and then you can ask the questions. Fine. So quickly, if you have any questions, you can ask. If you have any questions, you may ask. No questions?